And I think that's where a lot of owners of the NBA teams are getting upset with players because they have so much power. So
and speaking of owners, we have a question, and I was going through them, and I figured I want to pop by and ask this one. If you got to own any sports league, this is NHL, NBA, MLB, which sports league?
Tennis. We didn't mention tennis last time.
And tennis. Okay, let's include anything. NASCAR, tennis, the golf tour.
So you're saying the league or team in that league, like be an owner of the.
You own the NBA league. You own the NHL league.
Wow.
You own, yes. Which league would you want to own?
Drew? Oh, right. Okay.
I'm picking a soccer team right away. You know, relegation is the coolest thing in sports, man. Give me something where these teams are literally going up or down. It's life or death for the fans.
Drew?
Well, I don't want to repeat the same answer, although I was thinking if I did own a team like Barcelona or Real Madrid, that would be amazing. And to own that whole league, La Liga. Owned by Andrew Hinkson. Does have
I have a little ring to it.
Yeah, but, just to not repeat the same answer, I'm going to go out and say it'd be nice to own Major League Baseball. They have a lot of games, 182 games a year.
Okay.
The Yankees are one of the most valued franchise in the world. I believe Boston Red Sox are also one of the most highly valued franchises on the planet. So to own MLB would be nice. Yeah.
Jamal?
Oh, man.
Track and field? I'm sorry. I said that.
You know what? I'm gonna want to own an NFL team. That's
wow. Okay.
Yeah, it just seems like one of those things where it's like, okay, this is my splurging money. NFL.
Wow.
Yeah. Bring an NFL team to Toronto.
They had some Buffalo Bills games there, and the Argos won some great cups too. So it's a little bit of a football town.
A little expansion, yeah.
Franklin,
you're up there. I think we need to get NFL needs to expand into Mexico, Canada, and then maybe even London.
Why not?
That's dope. The only thing about London is that the flights. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They've played quite a bit of games overseas across the pond. So because they're really shitty. Sorry for the Jacksonville Jaguars. London has taken on the Jacksonville Jaguars as their own team. And I heard that from a dude out here. I saw him at one of the bodegas here in New York, and he was saying that whole take on that whole Jacksonville phenomenon. So yeah, if they do make a team in London, it should be Jacksonville Jaguars. But did Franklin answer the question or no?
I think he said he wanted to own a NASCAR. I'm not sure. I think he said NASCAR.
NASCAR?
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
You guys are Team West or Team East?
Well, it's Team Giannis, Team LeBron now. So I was going for the West. I always kind of went for the West back in the day.
Team win like every year? What's the LeBron's team has like an unbelievable record, like 6.
It's in his contract.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant was Kevin Durant was an All-Star though, right? He was voted an All-Star. It was just that he was injured, right?
Yeah, he was All-Star this year.
Okay.
I forget who replaced him exactly. Might be a good trivia question, but I'm not even gonna spitball at it.
Russell Westbrook signed with the Clippers. He's not leaving LA.
They just cursed themselves. Good job.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I mean, it now.
Oh wow! You think so? You think the Clippers have no shot now? None. No shot.
I think Russ is not going to get it done for them. They traded Reggie Jackson away, and now they want Russ. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense, Jordan.
I mean, you have Russ either in the starting five. We have the potential starting five. I think we have a graphic of the potential starting five. It would be Marquise Morris. It would be Ivica Zubac. It would be Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, just give the ball to PG, give the ball to Kawhi.
It's still not going to make a difference, but
No. I think they would be better suited to have Russ trying to come off the bench, in my opinion.
Yeah, that might work too.
They finally talked him into doing that for the Lakers, and that's where he had the most success.
I just
when he
think
was trying to play as a starter. You have two ball-dominant guards like LeBron and himself. What I will say is Kawhi and Paul George, neither one of them is a very ball-dominant player. So it does sound a little bit better, but the fact that Russ can't shoots at such a low percentage, to me, is just a hindrance in his game.
I mean, it's still better than Ben Simmons that, at least Russ has had a bunch of triple doubles this season. He is back to being the worst 3-point shooter, or one of close to the back of the bunch. But again, it's Russell Westbrook.
Right? The turnovers are still high.
But he's been playing well for the Lakers. So like before he got traded, he was playing well, which is crazy. I think he's going to add something to the Clippers. I mean, it's going to be better for them than what they're only 3-4 games above 500. What's the record right now?
A lot of that to me is the fact that Kawhi's been in and out the lineup. I think they're another team where it depends how healthy they are. Healthy Kawhi, right. Healthy Paul George. I guess that's going to be guaranteed success there. But Russell Westbrook can derail any success.
Kevin Love. Kevin Love is off of waivers. He's signing. There were reports that he was going to sign with LeBron. Obviously, that's always like the first report that they jump on. But they're saying he's signing in Miami. Win, draw, lose. Who you think that's going to do anything? It's going to push the needle.
He's so old at this point. I mean, just seeing him in Cleveland, teams would just abuse him out there. He's not the Kevin Love that locked down Steph in 2016.
Wow.
This is the Kevin Love that's just finishing out that contract and ride off into sunset. And what better place to do that than Miami?
Right.
Oh, yeah. And then answering that question, favorite All-Star game. It was the rookie All-Star game where LeBron, Carmelo, Dwayne Wade all got drafted that year. That was probably like my favorite All-Star game.
So
the one I really liked.
Clippers are 33-28 right now. Clippers are 33-28. Sorry, go ahead.
Which was the All-Star game where Magic Johnson came back from testing positive for HIV, and he just destroyed it that one year.
I think that was like 92.
Oh, that one was
92?
special for me, yeah. I'll never forget that one. He hit the three-pointer and left his arm up, but before that, I didn't even know Magic could hit threes. Just let me realize. Like,
what's the most points you've ever scored in a game? Be honest. It could be soccer, it could be basketball, it could be baseball. What's
36 points. 36 points against St. Bede. 36 points against St. Bede, second round, elementary school. I fouled out the game. Franklin was a beast back then. It was Pope John Paul. You remember this play, Franklin? He was going, and we were down. We were gonna lose because St. Bede, they won the whole thing. Fucking guys, they got to play at the ACC. What was it, Jared? You guys had the point guard, Jared, the light skinned dude. So you remember? Yeah. So Franklin's going, and I pin him off the glass, but I clearly fouled him. So that was my fifth foul. I was out of the game. But that game I had 30. I had 20 at the half, and then I had 16 points second half, 36 poits. It was
memory phenomenal. Wow.
Ryan, real quick, tell us your. It's a universal remote, John. So hold up, real quick, Ryan. I want to start a segment. It's gonna be we're gonna do an impersonation segment. But first, before we get into that, I'm throwing you guys with something. Drew, you're an active motherfucker. I'm gonna get you to do some impersonations on this.
Okay.
You know.
So you kind of cut out there. Say that question one more time.
Repeat the question. Wait, hold on.
Did we lose him?
Okay, so Ryan, real quick, just tell us your short-lived football career, man. It's a really cool story. I think people need to hear it.
Yeah, my seventh grade football career lasted about 5 games, I think. So it's a hell of a time. I had a long career in terms of catches for a seventh grader. I think I had about 8 receptions. So that's unheard of in seventh grade football. But they used to call me Mr. 80-yard TD because I caught the only touchdown pass of the year, 80 yards.
Wow.
My grandma got in a little fender bender on the drive to Rocky River. I didn't get called Mr. 80-yard TD, by the way, but in my head, it's still there. She's walking up to the event as they call my name over the loudspeaker for a touchdown. So the only touchdown that I scored probably was not seen by anybody that loves me, unfortunately. But same game, I had an INT as well. So they saw the interception. They didn't get to see the TD, but yeah, 5 games in, got tackled, busted up my knee. I said, man, let me get back on that soccer field. I can't handle all this.
Nice.
I love it.
I always wanted to play football. Yes, I always wanted to play football, and I always wanted to be a goalie in hockey. But I was actually looking it up. It costs around $12,000 for the goalie equipment alone.
Wow.
Just for the pads and like the skates and like, okay, so let's say football, right? I want the padding, the equipment, do you ever take into consideration there might be better basketball players playing football or better hockey players playing basketball because they didn't have the right money to play that sport. Like that's things that I never really thought about.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Speaking of that, I mean, if we're talking about equipment and hockey equipment, I mean, would this be a good time to get into the NHL update, Drew? Okay, so real quick, I mean, your NHL update was so good last time. I don't watch NHL religiously. I do pay attention, but it was so good. Please fill us in.
I'll fill you in as best as I can. It's been an up and down season. Again, for a lot of teams out here in the NHL regions, I can tell you Boston remains on fire. The Boston Bruins are on a record-setting pace right now. They're the only team in the NHL still in single digits in regular season defeats, if you can believe that. They are more than 15 points ahead of second place in the NHL. Unfortunately, they're in the Atlantic Division, which is the division that the Toronto Maple Leafs are in. And as many games as the Leafs win, and they win a lot of them, they just cannot seem to make up ground on Boston. I will say this, though. There was a huge trade this week in the NHL. About 3 years ago, I believe, the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup. In that season, their captain, Ryan O'Reilly, is the only NHL trophy.
So I think we lost Drew. Pick up from the Captain O'Reilly part.
The Leafs actually made a huge trade this week. They picked up a player from St. Louis who was their captain, actually, Ryan O'Reilly. And 3 years ago, the Blues won the Cup. And he's the only NHL player to win in one season the Selke Trophy, which is for Best Defensive Forward in the regular season. He also won the Conn Smythe, which is for Playoff MVP, and he won the a third trophy and the Stanley Cup. That's right. So those 3 awards in one season. Only an NHL player to ever do that. And the Leafs picked him up to their roster. So that could help even the score with Boston and level the playing field a little bit. You still have the Dallas Stars that are first in their division. Vegas Golden Knights are making a push right now. The
Vegas, baby.
Team, Seattle Kraken as well. And there's a big race right now forming. You might have, Washington Capitals with Ovechkin. They're actually on pace right now to miss the playoffs for the first time in his career. It's opening a door right now for either the Buffalo Sabres or Florida Panthers to take that playoff spot from them.
Wow. And you know what? I remember that year that the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think they got to the second round, and the whole city of Toronto was like watching that game. I think it was the game 7 against the Boston Bruins, and they lost. It was like, man,
20 years.
It's like, dude, it's like Boston is like the most competitive city, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't, it's like everybody like talks about Boston being like a tough place to play, and you gotta give hats off to them, though. They compete. So I wanna get into the All-Star game. I want to get back to it. Sorry. Tatum, NBA history, had 50 points in the game. He had 50 points in the regular season game, a playoff game, and now the All-Star game. We haven't talked about the dunk off. Mac McClung, the G League guy, came in.
Georgetown alumni, right?
Franklin, did you get it? Yeah, that's, and LeBron said that. LeBron said he solidified. I think we have a quote from LeBron where he said he had solidified his place with the greats, with Vince, with Dominique, with Jordan. Some of the dunks he had were monumentally great. Thoughts?
I think that's a big exaggeration.
Wait a minute. But I watched this kid playing in his high school. Like, good thing for social media. I've seen him actually play. He's been challenged by a lot of not credible players per se, but I mean credible people on social media who play the sport. And I mean, he's a decent. I was skeptical about him, especially the ups and all that. Like literally all that.
I mean, the 540, and the dude he was up against.
I was his biggest critic. And then when I seen that, I was just like, okay, you know what? Only because I've seen a lot of his videos and his montage, I was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah, he got up like Nate. Like,
though, right? If you take 2 players that I will name right now and put them in that dunk off, McClung finishes a distant third. Imagine if John Morant and Zion Williamson.
Oh, come on.
I know, because they can both.
Okay,
do that
Zion Williamson. We have yet to see Zion in a.
And then I don't know if
right?
Zion is as versatile in the dunk off.
Right. Well, no. Right. Zion can dunk. He can do like 3.
It's a power dunker versus. Okay, you know what? I don't know.
No, you're right. No, because that's what we need. This is what we need in the NBA. We need that. Zion, John Morant, McClung. I think next year. You think next year it's going to be? You think it's going to be something for next year? Then
I just think the superstars used to go in it.
No,
their rookie year,
potentially.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Drew. The superstars, it gets them talking every year. Like, you know, these types of performances, it gets the big names. You know, the hype behind them. I remember when they did this with LeBron, and LeBron said he was going to get in the dunk contest and never did. It's just one of those things that drums up a lot of noise, and then it falls on
100%.
I feel like LeBron's the one that opened the door for that, for the superstars not to go in it. Before that, you know, like it didn't matter how big your name was, you at least did it in your rookie year. If Kobe and Jordan can get in the dunk off, I don't see why LeBron couldn't win.
Hey, those are two phenomenal players.
Absolutely, right? No one else has an excuse.
All right, now going back to random question quickly. Now, we all own a private team, a private league, all right? Now, be honest. Like, we got to be honest with ourselves. Are you flying first class or are you flying coach? Like, let's be real.
Flying first class, I'll probably fly private.
Now, for God's sake.
Wait, hold on.
I'd fly private. But a good question is, would you fly private or would you fly chartered? Because private is, you know,
that's
can
like
get
private.
Yeah. Chartered is like, you know, your Air Force One. You know, I think Drake has a chartered plane. You know, and then.
What about you, Ryan?
Isn't that what started?
I'm first class. Come on now, Jamal. I own the team. I better own that plane too.
What would you say, Drew?
I was trying to remember. I think that's what started some of the controversy with your Letterkenny contract. They didn't want to send a Concorde jet for you. Is that what it was?
It was something like that. They didn't want to fly. They didn't want to fly me private. You know, so I'm like, all right, man. Well, you don't fly me private, then we ain't get you. You ain't getting me. And then they flew me private. No, they flew me economy. But it was quick rapid fire updates. Russell Westbrook signing with the Clippers has now made the Bulls pivot to eyeing John Wall and Patrick Beverley. I think that's cool. I think, you know, the Bulls, they need to make a push. I think that kind of gives them a point guard, some sort of option, kind of, you know, gives Levine and DeRozan a little break on offense, kind of mix it up a little bit. Franklin, thoughts?
Well, I like the Westbrook going to the Clippers. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. You came off. Your Wi-Fi was up.
Is he from LA or is he from California? Do you guys know?
He's from Los Angeles.
He's from Los Angeles. So
Went to UCLA.
I mean, I kind of think it's the ultimate fuck you to the Lakers to now play for the Clippers
right across
after taking all the heat for the Lakers not doing well the last year and a half, even though before he got there they still weren't a playoff team.
Right.
Without him, they're still not going to be a playoff team.
Right.
You know, so I think it's hard for him to take all that heat.
Scapegoat.
Now he's going across. I mean, he's not even going across town. He's going in the same arena, just the other locker room in the arena, and he's gonna go ball out. Hopefully, the Los Angeles fans don't boo him. But Kawhi's getting what he wanted in Toronto. He wanted Toronto to trade the whole team for Westbrook and for Paul George when they were in OKC.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he wanted those. He wanted the whole team to get traded so that he could play with those two guys. And somehow now he was able to get it.
4 or 5 years down the road. Wow. Okay.
Well, be careful what you wish for. That's all I can say.
Right.
I don't know what Kawhi Leonard's been watching in the past couple seasons, but Russell Westbrook is a turnover machine. It's hard to win with him. He's proven to not be a winning player. And I think if anyone can derail a winning franchise, it's him. But wait and see. Maybe I'll be wrong.
I wanted to talk quickly about the halftime show. Some of the celebrity sightings. I know Avery isn't on the call tonight, but Drew, you and Avery, you guys were texting. You watched the halftime show live. I caught it a little bit after. Burna Boy, Tess. Thames. What am I watching? Ocean's 11. Thames. They did some great performances. Gabrielle Union was there, Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, John Stockton, a lot of these old NBA legends, Kareem. They were honored with LeBron again. I thought the halftime show was incredible. I thought they're really showcasing the Black excellence and the culture that is rooted in basketball, because it is predominantly African American Black sport. I just feel like the NBA is doing a good job showcasing that while still including other races and cultures and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just seeing that, but I think that's pretty cool.
And at the same time, finding a 5'7" white guy to win the dunk off. How they pulled that off is just
He's 6'2". He's 6'2".
Sorry.
I'm gonna make you a believer.
Breaking stereotypes every step of the way. I gotta take my hat off to Larry.
Oh, come on, that happened with twerking. Like once twerking got destroyed, every
That's
culture
hilarious.
started twerking. It was a wrap.
Okay, so this is a cool segment that I want to start bringing in. It's called the impersonation segment. Can we get a graphic for the impersonation segment?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna just start it because I was working on this last night.
No
and
fair.
sorry, got a little dust in mine. Shout out to my Galaxy Quest poster. So I'm just gonna do it. And I'm gonna start with Skip Bayless today. And this is what I got. All right, here we go. Shannon Sharp. Tom Brady is the highest paid, long driving, scoring football touchback quarterback ever to play the game. Now, your Hall of Fame career will never be as good as Tom Brady. That's all I got. That's
not bad. Not bad.
The pressure is.
All right, not going next.
No, someone has to come next week with something.
What's
Drew,
that, Drew? I'm sorry.
I'm challenging you. I'm challenging
I'll go
you.
third.
Okay, so you're third, but Drew, I'm challenging you for next week. You gotta come with something. Yeah. Any more questions?
Go right to Shannon Sharper then.
I think we should do it, man.
Yeah. Be unk. I want to hear your unk.
There you go.
Right.
Oh, skip. Let me sorry. Don't get me started. Jamal, any more cool questions that we can kind of and just real quick while he's pulling it up. Business ventures. What are your thoughts with all these NBA guys, NFL guys, soccer guys, MMA guys doing these business ventures, tequilas, apps, merchandise? Ryan, what are your thoughts with that, man? Because I know you're a business guy, startup guy. You work in the medical field, and you're just good with that stuff. What are your thoughts on those like analytics and the strategy of that business?
Yeah, I love that athletes have such a prominent role in business now with all those massive contracts. Carmelo has his own venture capital fund, but I think you got to stay away from the NFTs first and foremost. If there's any advice I could give, the top
Why?
shot, that's
we went to an
reason
NFT event. We went to an NFT event. You don't think that's
all right? Let me take this back. NFT events, you could have a great time partying there, as we did.
No, it was great, but it's not a good investment. You're saying
that's a terrible investment. Jordan, those parties were two back-to-back fantastic. I think it was a Tuesday, Wednesday, but the investment on those not worth it.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. Jamal, what were your final thoughts? You got any questions for us?
I wanted to actually ask. All right, so now you own your team. We know how everyone flies. What city are you living in?
Good question.
What city are you living in now? Because you could live in the city that you own. And be normal, or